Morning, guys. Here we are at Blickling Hall on a very cold March morning. I thought it was January for some. It felt like January,
It
but
does a bit.
no. And the poorer place is closed. Probably opens up this month for the season. So we've come here, and there's just people walking around the gardens. It's quite a hive of activity. We've had 2 or 3 goes already, but there's been so many people walking past. We've given up. But we thought, hang on, we found a little quiet spot right at the front of the place, so we thought we'd give it a go here. You already tuned in and you felt you saw a Tudor woman with a tall
She had the hat
hat.
shaped like a Tudor hat, sort of like pointed and squared.
Okay.
Okay, which had some sort of veil. She had a big dress on, all embroidery. I weren't too sure if that was Anne Boleyn or her mum.
Okay. Well, we've done 2 or 3 readings here, and Anne Boleyn did come through, but it was such a poor recording. Funny enough, in the same spot. There was a lot of children running around. It was interfering with Tina's energy, and it wasn't a particularly good reading. But the content was fantastic, wasn't it, Tina? We learned a lot. But anyway, so here we are, and we're just going to see who comes through.
Okay, so I'm now going to expand my energy. If there is anyone here who would like to come through in this time and space, please do. We're not here to harm you in any way. We're here to help if we can. Or if you just want to tell your story or get a message out there,
You can do it.
okay. So this woman, I think that's the same. Yeah, she's coming up to me now. She's sort of standing there, and she has got the red hair, the auburn hair, not red, the auburn hair. She does look like Anne Boleyn. So I'm gonna open up and communicate. Are you Anne Boleyn? She's curtsied. She went, yes, yes. So we have had communication before, even though she looks completely different now than what she did then.
Oh, really?
She looked like a young girl, but now she's looking like a woman in all her royalty clothes, fine embroidery and heavy.
So it's a different time in her life that you're seeing her.
Okay. Surprise. I'm going to break the link. So, what is it you'd like to tell us? Yeah, she was born here.
Yeah.
She was born here and she spent younger times here. But then they moved to Hever Castle. Okay. But she had, memories here.
Yeah.
And the reason she stays here.
Carry on, babe.
The reason she stays here is because of the link of the Boleyn family.
Yeah.
Okay. She seems quite grown up now compared to when I first talked to her, which is lovely. But this is the time of her death, I think, because this is where she looked.
Yes.
This is the time that she was...
right. Towards the end of her life. Does she remember communicating with you before, Tina?
Yes. Yes, she did, because she sort of recognised me. And that's why she came,
And that was her who came and...
First time.
Over there?
Yeah. Yeah, she's walking towards
me.
This morning,
yes.
Okay, so if you ask me any questions, Michael,
well,
I do the read and she asks the questions.
Yes. So what would you like to tell us about her life?
Well, up until a certain point, she had a good life. She was happy. She was happy in her childhood. She was happy in her teenage years. Well, she was only 16 when she met him anyway. So.
Yeah.
She was happy. She thought she had good parents, She thought she had good parents. And, there's nothing wrong with her life. And she began her time in the court being in lady in waiting for King Henry VIII's first wife.
Yes. How did she get on with her?
Yes, she got on very well.
Was she perceived as a threat at any time?
No, not then.
No.
Not then.
What did she think of Henry VIII when she first saw him?
Well, he was a lot older than her, wasn't he? So she found him a bit overbearing. But there was something in that. I think she fell in love with him. Absolutely, she fell in love with him.
What was it about him that it fell in? Was it the power? Apparently, he was quite a good-looking fella, quite athletic as well, wasn't he?
When at that time he was, yeah.
Yeah.
When she married him, yes. This was a long while before he got, you know. That's he's only wife number 2.
Yes.
She was
Yes.
Queen Elizabeth's mum. That's her. But she does stay around the place. I don't know why she doesn't go over, but we ain't going to here to take her over. We're here
No.
to.
What was her relationship like with her father? Because
She had
he,
a good relationship with her father up to a certain point.
yeah. And how
Okay.
did she feel about it when she'd virtually been sold?
Well, she's
That's
really
probably the wrong
upset
word.
about that, to be honest. And I think that's what keeps her on the airplane as well as her head being cut off. The
Yeah.
fact that her father just, sort of like put power over his family. He wanted to keep them, yeah.
And what was her relationship like with her mother? Was it a better relationship with her?
It was, but then her mother was sort of like in the background,
Mm-hmm.
towards the end. Her mother was in the background.
And she had a brother, didn't she, Tina?
She had a brother, and that really hurt. So she's coming across with a lot of pain in the heart now. That to think that she would do incest with her own brother.
That's what she was accused of, Tina.
Really, really did. She found it absolutely unbelievable and abhorrent that people could even suggest that.
And how did the brother feel about it?
Well, obviously her brother, no matter how much denial,
Yeah.
it was like they were framed.
Yes.
They were definitely framed. I think like someone called Thomas had a lot to do with that. Mind you, her dad's name was Thomas. They were framed. They were framed, and nothing happened like that. They were brothers and sisters. They were close, but they weren't lovers, And that she's really upset about that.
Of course, that led to his demise as well, didn't it? He was beheaded
on the same day.
Yeah, yeah,
and that sort of thing was keeping her on the earth plane.
Yeah.
She's telling me she did really love Henry. Even up to the end. She knew he was being manipulated. There's no getting through to him.
Yeah.
And she had so many people against her at that time, just because she couldn't give birth to a son.
Yes.
She said, "But I got my own back."
Yes.
Because I gave birth to one of
the daughter, Queen Elizabeth I,
yes.
And she ended up running the whole shebang.
Yes. She said, "But yeah, I am." Hello, Michael.
And what would she change if she could?
I don't regret it. I don't regret being married to Henry and giving him the greatest queen up to our queen. I don't regret it. But if I'd have changed it, I wouldn't have become lady in waiting to Catherine of Aragon, because that's through my job as a lady in waiting to Catherine of Aragon that he spotted me.
Yes.
And he wanted me.
Yeah.
So probably I wouldn't have took that job, but I was only a child and sort of like forced into it.
So she would not have gone down the royal route if she could have avoided it then. If she could change things.
She didn't mind being lady in waiting, but she didn't. She wouldn't. Yeah, she would have avoided it.
She didn't want to be.
But I was just a child, and it was really exciting to me, and I felt it's really special because I'd been picked.
It was.
But I actually did love Henry, and I know he loved me too. I know he did.
Yeah.
She said, but because of that was a ruthless time in the court of Tudors, and King Henry was being manipulated so much that he lost his own willpower, he lost his own strength, and he had to have advisors tell him what to do.
And she could see that. She could see he was being manipulated, and she couldn't. She basically didn't have the king's ear, did she?
No,
had the king's ear.
She was completely not allowed to speak to him. Everyone kept him away from her. There was a little point where he came to see her before she was beheaded.
Okay.
And she thought that he was going to say, that's not going to happen. You're not going to be beheaded. I'm going to set you free or divorce you or whatever. But because during her time, he changed the Catholic religion to Protestant. He broke away from the church. That was happening then, the defamation and everything during her time. But she was only there for a couple of years, wasn't she? And then she got killed. 4 years, I think.
Yeah. And she must have felt cheated out of not being able to bring a daughter up then, Elizabeth I.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, I did. That really hurt that I couldn't. She went into some sort of like nanny's room with other people looking after her.
Yeah. Did she have anything to do with the upbringing of her child?
Yes, I did.
Initially?
Of course I did. Yes, of course we did spend time together, and I did go and see her and everything.
How old was she How old was Elizabeth when she died? When Anne died? How old was Elizabeth?
I'm getting 3, so she must have been 3 years old.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else, Michael? You don't seem to be.
Yeah. We've done a lot of questions with Anne, and she had a short life.
Yeah.
Who did she feel was the worst enemy that she had at court then?
Well, to be honest, my own father.
Oh, really?
Mm.
That's pretty bad.
She had many enemies, but you expect your family to stand by you.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing that he could have done. Betrayal. It's huge betrayal. Of not only me, but my brother, his own son.
Yes, it wasn't just Anne. You're right. He could have said, he could have. I don't know if he could have. I think he could have done more, a
He
lot
didn't
more.
protest. He just let it happen.
But once he got Hever Castle, that was it, wasn't it, for him? He was.
He just wants to keep the place in court. That's what she's
Yeah.
telling me.
And how did she like? How did she like Hever Castle then?
So that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, everything was fine until Henry came to visit my father, and he took the shine to me,
Yeah.
even when I was younger. And then they manipulated it so I could get into the court to be the lady in waiting to his wife, and then manipulated it because he actually divorced his first wife, didn't he? He
Yeah.
didn't kill her.
No.
He divorced her
Why didn't Henry go down that route then?
because the Rome would not allow him to divorce,
Ah.
and so that's when he changed the. But they had to get rid of her quickly because she knew too much. She's
Yes.
telling me I knew too much about what was going on, so they had to get rid of me quickly, so they could do what they wanted.
And she's quite happy to stroll around here in her present state. Then she feels this is her home. This is where she's happy. Or she go out other places. There are other
Yeah,
places.
she's at Hever Castle as well.
Okay.
She came in today to see us because we came before and had an interview with her.
Yeah.
But that wasn't a very good interview,
It
was
was
it? Because we
no.
had to keep stopping and everything, and even now we've got people walk past, but I'm not going to give up. It doesn't stop her energy. It's just for us, it's a bit disturbing.
Yeah. And what message would she give Tina in a short life? What did she learn about life that she can pass on?
Well, she's saying, don't, if you're not got anyone on your side, like your family, she said, you've got to seek out allies. She goes, I never had no allies. I couldn't seek no one out. She said, seek out allies that are on your side, even if your family against you.
Yeah.
She said, and don't marry just for, so young. She didn't really have a choice. But she said, don't marry unless it's for real love, both ways. Don't get married just for money. Don't get married just for status. It's got to be for love. She goes, because that's the only way you're going to survive. And that's going to survive.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, of course I love my brother, but not in
No.
that way.
No.
That really hurt me. That not only did I have to die, my brother was so totally innocent, and he had to die
And he
too.
was dragged into this as well.
Yeah, and my father didn't do anything. My father didn't do
And what
nothing.
about her mother? What did she try to do to stop this
Her
from
mum was upset
escalating?
or anything, but she was just pushed away. So
She's just
yeah.
inconsequential to what was going on.
Her mother was quite ill. She was very depressed, and the shock of losing both her children. She moved away from her husband to a different castle in London somewhere,
Yes.
and she did not stay with him.
No.
She
Was
couldn't
that because
stand
she
him.
was disgusted with
She
what
couldn't
he'd done,
stand
or
him.
that was it? That was.
She didn't. They didn't get divorced.
No.
She stayed as wife, but for his sake. But she didn't. She couldn't stand him. She couldn't stand him, and she spent most of her days crying over the loss of her children.
Yeah. So she had a broken heart then.
Not only did he break her heart, well, he broke
Yeah.
her heart mostly, but she lost two children for
Yeah.
nothing, no reason whatsoever. As she said, and said to me, like she's telling me now, I was a bit of a flirt in court. I wanted his attention. I was a young girl. I wanted him to just love me. I wanted to be his top woman. And that's when the trouble started setting in.
And was she flirting with other men?
No, she flirted, but not had affairs.
Yeah.
She flirted with him because she wanted to make the king jealous.
Yes.
She wanted to get his attention, but she got the wrong attention.
Backfired on her.
But because they couldn't get divorced, they had to make up something about her so they could just kill her, get her out of the way for the next person. But Henry is really, really. Oh my God! And I saw Henry VIII standing there. Whoa! He loved her, and he regretted it.
Yeah.
Ooh. He's standing there. He's not talking to me. But I can just see an image of him when he's very old and big
Yeah.
and regretting it. He's got a lot of regret, not just for her, but for lots of other things. You know, he lost totally control of his own power because he's a very powerful man.
Yes.
He lost totally control. Everything went to the court. Everything went to his advisors, and this.
Was it a chance that he was having a breakdown? Do you think maybe that's how he lost the?
I think he did. Yeah, yeah. I think he did. He's looking really pale. I
Mm,
think he did have a bit of a breakdown and lost control.
mm.
And in the end, he just drank a net and
Well,
drank a
you're never
net.
the same, are you? After a breakdown, I think you do lose something that's quite.
Well, you lose your spark, don't you? You lose something,
Yes.
don't you?
Are they together? Are they sharing the same space right now,
No,
Tina?
no.
Has she moved away?
Yeah, she's moved away, and he just I just saw him standing there looking at me with a really grey face.
Yeah, are you able to
And I think on his
communicate?
deathbed, he gave some sort of confession. I think that's what he's trying to get through to me. He
Ah,
gave some sort of confession about Anne, but no one would, let it out
okay.
because that's a huge regret.
Would he be forthcoming on that? Do you think?
Well, this is a big thing, isn't it? I'm going to try. Henry VIII, can you communicate with me at all in any way? He's keep you down there.
Who's that? You?
Yeah, me.
Right.
Keep you down there. Don't think that you're higher than me because you're not. No, I don't even think I am. I don't know if this is going to go well. Know your place, woman. So obviously he was a bit of a tyrant when it came to his
Okay,
wives.
but then again, he might think you're more of a witch than.
Know your place, woman.
Yeah.
Said. Okay, so yes, I know I'm in the presence of royalty, and I understand what you're saying. But this is your opportunity now, Henry VIII. You've got to come through and say your piece.
You're not here to harm him, are you,
He's
Tina?
not gone over.
No.
No. He couldn't. He killed. He'd done too much wrong. He couldn't live himself. That woman. Oh my God! I don't know if I should go with this. That woman is a harlot. So he's trying to stand up for himself. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's trying to stand up for himself and justify. So I don't think he's going to be good to speak to be honest, right now in this
But
energy.
carry on though, Tina, because you've got this link, and it's you. You had a tenuous one last time we were here, and he wanted to get his message across.
He's still angry.
Yeah.
At this present time, Michael, his energy is one of anger. So I don't think we're going to be able to communicate in the way I'd want to.
Well, if you establish
This is a powerful energy.
a relationship of sorts, then they usually calm down a little bit.
Okay, so I'm going to have to say goodbye to Anne Boleyn before I can connect
Right.
with him. So maybe we've got to reset this video because this might be a long one, Michael.
Okay, so we're going to stop then at this point, which is unusual, but we're going to make it quick because we don't want to lose the link with Henry VIII, which is quite incredible.
I think she's going to stay throughout. I think she's bringing him in with her.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to close it down on this one and then start up.
Just so it don't make a huge long video.
Yeah, because we've got 18 minutes now, so we're going to stop and start again in a few seconds.
Yeah, come back soon.
Come back soon, part 2, or whatever part this is.